Hi, guys. John, the firearms instructor, coming to you from the office with a new video. This video is about sight squeeze and score. What it is basically we're going to give you the fine little techniques that's going to improve your accuracy and improve your groups. A lot of people are making silly mistakes and simple mistakes to improve. They just don't know they're doing it. So in this video, we're going to improve your accuracy and make you a better shooter as we get along. We're going to be able to figure out what you're doing wrong and be able to fix it. These aren't obviously like grip and stance and things like that. These are the small, sneaky, silent type of things that are going to cause you inaccuracy that you may not know you're doing. So I'm going to give you a list of 10, no real order, but it's something I wanted to cover with you to kind of give you. If you like these little videos like this, we've got them all the time, and I'd love to hear from you guys. Comment below if you can, and make sure you ask questions, because I made this channel to educate, motivate, and entertain, and I hope I'm doing that. As a firearms instructor, my job really is to support you as best I can. I opened my channel to do that, and I specialize in you. I specialize in the first-time shooter. So let's go ahead and go with the list. So whether you're a new shooter or someone who's been shooting an awful lot, you do fall into these categories, and we just got to get you to understand the challenges that you have when shooting a pistol. A pistol is the most complicated thing to shoot, and we have to understand that. And I always tell people, hey, a firearm is a bully, and what you give it, it's going to take. So we need to make sure we're doing everything we can to be as accurate as we can. And it all starts with a foundation of grip and stance and trigger control and sight picking and sight alignment. Those things are simple. They're there. No issue. We're going to give you some of the things I see every day that students are doing. So number one would be you're shooting too fast without realizing. A lot of people tend to get carried away at the range. That's why we simply ask you to stay to 5 rounds at a time, because you can identify the 5 rounds, you can see the 5 rounds, you can count the 5 rounds, and it makes it so much easier for you. The challenge most people have is they load a magazine full of rounds, and then you're just along for the ride after the 5th round. So I would give you a count, a rhythm beat of some kind of press, pause, reset, press, pause, reset. You don't need to shoot as fast as you can, but give yourself a rhythm that's going to work for you. Number 2 is weak support hand. We are commonly understand that our dominant hand is where most of our power is. If you're right-handed, your right arm dominant, your right hand dominant, you're going to want to over squeeze with that right hand. In shooting, if you just count the fingers themselves, your trigger hand, 3 fingers, your non-dominant hand, 4 fingers, that hand is going to control the weapon a lot better. So let's try to fix it with giving us a 60-40 grip. 60% comes from your non-dominant hand, 40% comes from your strong hand or your dominant hand. And this is going to create a great stability and better recoil focus. Number 3 is no follow through. There's a big challenge for students when they look over the pistol to see if they're impacting properly, or they drop their arms to see the impact of the bullet. And we need to be able to stay locked onto the front sight for a full second after the shot breaks to prevent flinching and reinforce a sight picture. Our job is, once the gun recoils, is to level it back out before it engages again, and do it again and again and again. We need to focus on that front post. We need to see a consistent sight picture, or we're going to be all over the place. Sloppy or inconsistent stance. This is another thing people do. They stand in all different directions and all different things. We need to get a good foundation. When that house is being built across the street, they leveled that thing out like big time, because if it's not leveled, nothing else will be leveled. The bricks, the header, the footer, none of that stuff will be fixed if it's off by just a small fraction of an inch, especially in a long length thing. Same thing here. We need to make sure we get our feet in a consistent stance each time, whether it's 2 feet shoulder width apart, whether you stand 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, whether you stand at just a little bit of an angle. I would tell you, we teach the 2 feet forward, 2 feet shoulder width apart, leaning forward, leaning into the weapon just a little bit, getting our nose over our toes will give us more consistency when we're shooting the pistol and allow us to control that recoil just a little bit more. Number 5 is skipping dry fire or warm up. I would recommend when you go to the range that you go ahead and do some dry firing at the range before you live fire. This is the same thing we do at the golf course when we shoot our bucket of balls before we go play 18 holes. You're going to shoot a lot better, feel more comfortable, and be stretched and ready to rock and roll. Same thing at the range. Go ahead and give me 20 dry fires before you do it, and you'll find yourself understanding how much trigger travel you need for that pistol, and you'll get that thing fine-tuned to a point where you'll understand it. Dry firing is a very important of your training, and you need to stick to it as much as you can. Number 6 is no body tension, especially core and leg. We need to lock out that pistol the best way we can. I've told you guys many times before, a firearm is a bully, and it will take what you give it. If you're not controlling that weapon, you're not going to control your accuracy. So for men, you want to drive out your chest muscles. Women, you want to drive out your back muscle. That's a push out with your dominant hand and pull back with your non-dominant hand, ladies, and you'll start feeling your back muscles kick in. And when your back muscles kick in, you will control the weapon, and you won't have so much muzzle flip. Body tension is one of those things. What happens when you put 15 rounds in a pistol is you're not able to stay tense the whole time or control the whole time. And that's what causes the inaccuracy. After 5 or 6 rounds, you start losing control of the weapon. And from losing control of the weapon, you then tend to have a problem with accuracy, shots being off, right, left, over. We need to really, really tense up the body as much as we can, to especially your core muscles in your legs, to control the weapon. Overcorrection after you miss. Too many people know they shoot low and left, so they aim high and right. That's not the way they aim the pistol. There's a reason why you're shooting low and left, is because you're doing some manipulation of the pistol, whether it be too much finger in the gun or anything else. We do not want to do any Kentucky winded. You only adjust after you've made a few shots. This is the key thing, just like sighting in anything or anything. We don't move our sights until we have adjusted how we're holding on to the pistol. I do this every day at the range. Some student will come in and go, I think these sights are off. And I go, it's not the sights, it's you. And then I take them in the back and I shoot the pistol just fine, and the sights go exactly where they need to do. There's a couple things you need to do, and you need to make sure you marry your weapon and eye together. All right. Number 8 is focusing fade after the first 3 shots. This is the key thing. We need to bring that sight system in through the 5 shots. And we need to keep focusing on that front post. You've heard me talk to you guys before about front sight focus. Well, we need to see that sight every time when we're engaging the trigger. It's going to help us tremendously. If you really think about your sight system, you should not be able to see the target, your back sight, and your front sight all crystal clear. One of those has to be, or 2 of those have to be blurry. So your target's going to be a little fuzzy. your back sight's going to be a little fuzzy, and your front post should be crystal clear. And when it's crystal clear like that, it makes it so much easier for us to focus on it and be able to see it. Number 9 is poor trigger prep during reset. Now, reset is when you take the trigger all the way back and bring it forward and it clicks forward. But I think what I want to tell you more than anything is get the slack out of that trigger to a point the weapon's going to cut, and then start focusing on your sights. It's going to help you be more accurate with that way. A lot of people just bring the sight back and bang it through. We don't want to bang it through. We want to take the slack all the way through and let the shot surprise you. If the shot surprises you, that's the best trigger press we can have. Now, this is for accuracy, guys, not for defensive purposes. But we got to understand our pistol. That's why we go to the range and we shoot. We're building muscle memory. But the idea of this is we're to bring that trigger back as slow as we can until the weapon cuts. That's the full trigger travel. We need to get that trigger back to a point where we only have just a little bit of pressure and the weapon will fire. That's called a wall. Most pistols have some kind of wall. You need to bring it back to a hard wall. And then from there, you're only pressing the trigger just a little bit. And having poor trigger prep causes a lot of that low shots that you see. Number 10 is holding your breath while you're shooting. Inhaling and exhaling slightly between trigger presses can cause some problems. I have a lot of students that come to me for the very first time and shoot a pistol, and I look at them and they're bright red because they're holding their shots. They're holding their breath during the shot. You just need to breathe naturally, because after you hold your breath, then you're going to be heaving up and down, up and down. I don't think breathing in a pistol at 3 yards or 5 yards is going to make much difference. But I think at longer distances, it surely would make a difference. It does make a difference shooting 100 yards with a rifle. Concept there is to take a deep breath in, exhale about half of it, and then that'll let you level out yourself and keep the weapon from moving. There are 10 tips for you to become a better shooter. One of the things I will tell you, that accuracy tune-up is very important for us. We need to start understanding what we're doing, and 10 tips will give you something to think about when you go to the range next time. Remember, accuracy just doesn't happen. It's built throughout awareness, repetition, muscle memory, and small corrections to make you a better shooter. Understand that more than anything. This is going to help you tremendously. That's why we do these videos. Guys, I'm a firearms instructor and I specialize in you, and I would like to work with you to make you the best shooter possible. We put together a product called the Masterclass. The Masterclass is designed to take you through 5 weeks with us. It's 4 weeks, but we have the extended week after that to look at your homework for the 4th week. And it's 5 weeks working with me. It starts June 7th at 7 p.m. What do you need to do? You need to be on that call at 7 o'clock on June 7th. You need to be able to get to the range at least once a week. You need to be able to have 50 rounds, and you need to be able to complete your homework. In this class, you are going to get weekly PowerPoint training courses from me. You're going to get a printable target and homework that you'll receive from me. You'll get my personal coaching and feedback each week when you turn in your homework through the course. We will do a step-by-step system that's proven throughout the U.S. that have done it. We put this class together multiple times, and it's at the lowest price it's been since we started it. It's the summer. People are looking to do something to become a better shooter. This is the summer to do it. We've laid out the Masterclass for $89.99. That's 5 weeks working with me to make you a better shooter. And if you sign up for June 7th, you'll receive a $5 discount. And that says save 5 now is the discount. And that'll give you $5. That means you're getting this whole program. You're getting the eBooks. You're getting the course. You're getting the workbooks. You're getting the targets. You're getting personal feedback from me. You're becoming more accurate with a pistol for all of $84.99. Guys, if you're looking to become a better shooter, or you're new to shooting and haven't shot before, this is a great intro for you to become a better shooter. I told you before, I started this to motivate, educate, and entertain, and this is what we offer. Speaking of what we offer, don't forget about our eBooks. We offer our eBooks. And what are they about? They're about grip and stance and trigger control and sight picture and sight alignment. And if you want one of those books, I want to give you one for free. All you have to do is pick one of the books in the description down below. Go ahead and put it in the cart and put free ebook at checkout, and it's yours for free. Now, guys, we actually offer those books on sale for $2.99. They're regularly $3.99. If you would like to add a few more to your cart when you get the free one, that would not hurt my feelings one bit, and you'd be supporting a family-owned business like mine. So if you're looking to become a better shooter, if you're looking to understand what you're doing wrong, the Masterclass is for you. It starts July 7th at 7 p.m., and we're going to give you everything you need to master your handgun. Guys, thank you very much for being here. If you found any support in this at all and you found value to it, don't forget to comment and tell a friend or a family member. Don't forget to comment yourself. Let us know you like this stuff. And when we get together again, I'll see you then. All right. God bless. Be safe. And remember, you are your first line of defense. I'll see you, folks. Bye-bye.